Okay, we are waiting on Miss Rita. And as soon as she comes in, we're going to get this show on the road. Yes. Want to share how your health matters. This is going to be the name of the segment that we're looking at doing here. Your health matters, and it does matter. So I'm going to be interviewing some people who have had some challenges with their health and decided they wanted to do something about it. And and I want them to share from their perspective as far as their journey is concerned. And I think we just have Miss Rita. Hey there. Um, are you muted? I can't hear you. Oh, hold on. Maybe it's my phone. Nope. Nope. Still can't hear you. Maybe let's see. Uh, nope. You're not muted on my end. Hmm. Let me put on my glasses. Maybe I can see better. Uh, uh, uh. No, ma'am. You're not muted on my end. Can you hear me at all? I don't know. Let me just. Can you hear me now? I don't know. Yeah, I still can't hear you. Um, I don't know what the problem could be. Hold on. Okay, so now we're being recorded. Okay, so how are you doing today,
I'm
Miss Rita?
doing great. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful. What's going on? You out and about, huh?
Yes, I it was raining, so I said, you know what? Let me run to the store before all these people get off work. And I got in the store and didn't know I was gonna be like the 15th person in line. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm running out of time. So I'm like, I hope she's okay with me being in the car because I don't, I want to be on time.
Yeah, I understand. It's not a problem at all. I appreciate it. Hey, it's okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably off work today and
Yeah.
out there doing whatever it is they do before New Year, before
Mm-hmm.
the New Year get in here.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people
Yep.
I think are going to probably have dinner and stuff tomorrow. So I think that's probably why it was a lot of people out and about.
Mm-hmm. Act.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, well, listen, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I want you to tell us who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay. I'm Rita Wilcox, and I am 50 years old. Right now I'm in school. I'm going to school to be a nurse. I actually own a small business called Embrace Home. I'm trying to get that off the ground. That's one of the main reasons why I want to go to school to become a nurse.
Okay.
Basically to, be my own boss and be able to
Mm-hmm.
travel and do some of the things I love to do. This has just been one of my dreams. And the number one reason is to actually be able to do my own paperwork and stuff, cut out
Mm.
the middleman. And I did assisted living for like 20 years for someone. And
Mm-hmm.
I work with the mentally ill population. That's my passion, is to be a psych nurse. So
Mm.
right now, basically, that's what's going on with me. And I do some home health because of school, and I can't do a whole lot of managing and things like that for other facilities.
Right. Right.
I market some, not a lot, but I do marketing. That's another
Mm-hmm.
passion of mine because I like meeting people and I love to talk. So it's just it's just some of the stuff that I do. But basically right now, I'm anticipating going into the nursing program on the 19th of January. I'm
Okay.
excited about that and kind of nervous at the same time. But I think I've worked hard and I've gotten to this point, and I'm seeing everything unfold. So I'm excited. I'm
Oh, that's
excited
awesome.
about
You know,
my
to even
future.
to even get accepted into a nursing program, that's a
Yeah.
challenge in itself, you know.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
congratulations on that. I know that you are excited. I've seen you talk about it on Facebook, and
Yes.
that's really awesome. You know, especially when you can walk in your purpose,
Yeah.
and because you have such passion for it, I can tell that that's definitely your purpose, and that's
Yeah.
where we serve the most good is when
Yes.
we walk in our purpose.
Yes,
you
ma'am. I
know?
love people.
Yeah.
Yes, I love helping. Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Awesome. Well, listen, tell us a little bit about your journey. I know that what I want to convey to people is that your health matters. So I'm starting a segment, and I'm talking to different people who may have had some health challenges along the way,
Mhm.
have been on medication, may have found a way that works for them, that they've been able to either reduce the amount or completely get off of it. So I want people to know that even though you may be diagnosed with something, that you still can be relatively healthy and still be active to be able to do things. So I wanted to get this started before the new year came in, so that
Yes, ma'am.
people will have a mindset change and realize that, hey, you know what, I can start doing something so that I can have a better quality of life.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's what I'm trying to accomplish here. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell us a little bit about your journey.
It started actually December 2019. Before then, oh God, I put on so much weight over the years. I had started going to my doctors. I'm gonna go back at least 5 years. And one particular doctor, I never forget, her name is Dr. Johnson. And
Can
what
you see
she,
that on Can you see that on the screen?
yes, yes, I can.
Yeah.
And actually, that picture in the purple and white and black dress, that was April of 2019. That actually was
Wow.
April of 2019. That was, we were actually coming back from church. That was Easter Sunday. And
Wow.
I did not know I looked like that until I saw that
Wow.
picture. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because you get so used to carrying it around that it becomes a norm.
Exactly.
But
Mm-hmm.
I met this doctor, I guess about 5 years ago. My doctor sent me to this specialist, and when I got to her, she did labs and different things like that on me, and she said I had what was called, I think it's metabolic disease, and that means you have a
Mm,
number of different things going on with you. And
right.
she styled it as, she gave me a scenario as like people getting on in a boat, and she said you have to understand you're only one person, because I told her I think a lot of my issue was being a caregiver for everyone else and wasn't
Yes.
taking care of myself. And
Right.
so she was like, you have to look at yourself as if you're on a boat, and like a canoe, and you can only hold so many people on a canoe. And she
Right.
said, once you start like bringing other people in, and you invite this one in and say, well, I got enough
Mm-hmm.
room for this other person, then you start to do too many things for too many
Yes.
others. And she said, what
Mm-hmm.
happens is they'll jump off the boat when they notice it's sinking. She said,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll still sit there, even though all the pressure from everyone else will cause you to sink. And she said, so at some point you have to jump off the boat too.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
said, don't let the boat drown you and then everybody else as well. So, like I said, that was about 5 years ago. And I heard what she said. I started trying to improve some, but then, life happened, started
Yes.
eating again, eating wrong, drinking sodas, just always on the go. And my thing was sodas. I just had to have like these 3 large Dr. Peppers every day. That's what I was
Mm-mm.
drinking. I would pull up to
Wow.
McDonald's different times of the day, and I would drink all this soda, and I would snack because I was working all the time. But
Yeah.
we're gonna fast forward to December 2019. I was had already been in school, started school August of 2017 to be a nurse. And I walked in the kitchen one day and I was out of breath. I was winded. And my daughter
Mm-mm.
said, Mom, how are you going to be a nurse and you're going to need a nurse? And when she said that, the light bulb came on in my head. It's funny now, but when she said it, I'm like, wow. And it seemed like that pierced me and it stuck with me. And at that time, I had been going to my endocrinologist and different doctors, and he was telling me you borderline diabetic. He wanted to put me on the
Mm-hmm.
metformin. He gave me the prescription. I didn't take them, and that's one of the things in my family. The diabetes, the high blood pressure, heart disease, all this stuff. They had all this going on. I'm like, oh, I ain't gonna catch none. I ain't gonna have none of that. But I had gotten to a place to where I was needing medication for it. And then I was on like almost 20 milligrams of lisinopril for high blood pressure. That was kind of getting up
Mm.
there. Simvastatin for cholesterol, 40
Oh
milligrams.
my.
That's a lot. And so
Yeah.
once the doctor has, had put me on these medications, I started taking them and I was like, oh my God, I'm on medicine. And then, like I said, when she said that in December, I just made a conscious decision. You know what? Something has to change. It wasn't even about outward appearance because I got so comfortable with the way I look. It was more or less my health. Just that was just
Yes.
alarming to me that, you're getting older. And my mom died like in her 50s. My dad died in his
Wow.
50s. She had renal
Wow.
failure from diabetes and he had heart
Oh.
disease. He
Mm.
died from aneurysm, just high blood pressure. And, they
Yeah.
have heart
Yeah.
disease on his side and diabetes on the other side. So it's like I was stuck in the middle and I'm like, I will not succumb to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I need to do better than this. So I sit down and I wrote out a goal for myself. And I prayed and asked God. I said, God, I need you to help me. That was
Yes,
the main thing.
yes,
I need
yes.
the
I know that's
willpower. I said,
right.
you're not going to do it for me, but just give me the willpower to not quit.
Yes,
And during this
yes.
whole journey, I've never had the mindset to quit. It's like it was so refreshing. I was eager. I was looking forward to doing it. So I started out in December because it was winter time. I started cutting out a lot of carbs, and I started
Okay.
doing more green vegetable, more fruits,
Mm-hmm,
and I
mm-hmm.
actually would dance in the morning, 30 minutes in my bedroom before I go to school, 30 minutes before I go to bed. I danced off, I know, in the house, just moving my body about 50 pounds,
Wow.
just during the winter time.
Wow.
And then so when the weather began to change, we went into the pandemic.
Yes.
One
Mm-hmm.
thing I did not do that everybody was doing was buying snacks. I wasn't stocking up on these snacks and all
Yeah.
this stuff. I would get healthy things like cheese and maybe pork skins, of course, and
Mm-hmm.
like the light drinks, and I drink water. I stayed away from the sugary sodas and all
Right,
that.
right.
And I just kept, started buying weights for the home and the little tension rods. And I just said, I'm gonna keep myself moving. I'm not gonna let this,
Yes,
change
yes.
me because of
Right.
what's going on out in the world. So I think around about May, when everything kind of opened back up, I started, walking. And I started walking three
Mm-hmm,
and a half
mm-hmm.
to like 4 miles a day. And I'm actually sitting at the park now where I walk at. And I started hill climbing out here. And it got to a point where it was just so refreshing to be out here walking and moving,
Yeah,
just moving
yeah.
my body. I was able to just like listen to my music and clear my
Yes,
mind and just be out in
yes,
nature. It felt so good.
yes,
And I'm at
yes,
a place
yes,
now where I'm still working on it. And I thank God I met you because I've been knowing you prior to this,
yes,
but the thing I love about you, you are so encouraging and you're not jealous of anyone. You want people healthy. You're like, it's
yes.
health. It's about health. It's
It
not about
is.
nothing. It's your health I'm concerned about. And when you inboxed me and said, look, sis, you've done well, but now you got to go to the next phase. I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about the weights
Right,
or going to the gym or
right.
toning because nobody said you got to tone. I didn't know I started losing all this weight. So I'm like, okay, I got all this skin on me, and I thank God you came and have been very encouraging. And I watch your journey, I watch you, and it makes me want to do that even more. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
It's
yes.
not about age or anything like
No.
that. It's just health. When you
Yes,
realize it's time for a change in my health,
it
I know,
is.
and people have to understand, you can be unhealthy for so many years that even sometimes losing weight, you don't carry that stuff over
Yes,
into your new self. I said
yes,
new person
yes, yes,
because
yes.
I tell people you still have the knee trouble. You mess around here and
Mm-hmm.
have heart trouble. That's why you have to go ahead and just consider just doing it. Just don't think about later. Do it now. It needs to be done
Yes,
now. And I tell
yes.
anybody, I think they get tired of me sometimes when I post or I try to tell people, look, you can do it. All you have to do is do this. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna move better. I mean, I even sleep better. All this
Look
stuff,
at
I
you.
sleep better.
Look
Yes,
at
that
you.
was back in, I got licensed as evangelist missionary in Church of God in Christ. I believe that was 2016. I want to say that was 2016. Yep, and I was in size, I think that dress right there was a 26.
Mm, 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 mm.
And my regular clothes was a 24 because those, fit. And look how snug
Yeah.
it still was. But that's
Mm-hmm,
the size
mm-hmm.
dress. Now when I put that dress on, me and you probably could get in it together too. We could probably wear it together. I still have it, but I need to get it took up because sometimes we are required to wear those. And my daughter said, "Mom,
Mm-hmm,
that dress
mm-hmm.
make you look sick. You need to fix that dress. That dress too big." But, but yes, that was I think 2016.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And look how long you carried that around.
Long, oh, I mean, for years. And I even tell my sister, I jokingly say to them, why y'all didn't tell me I look like that? Y'all would let me walk around. Even my kids, they laugh about it. They said, well, mama, I mean, you mama, you were mama and you fixed up, you look good to us. I'm like, no, come on now. But like I said, you really, when you get that wake up call and that bell go off in your head and you like, wait a minute, no,
You
I
know
can't do
what?
it.
I posted some pictures that I just randomly got off the internet of some
Mhm,
women that were actually walking, and they were overweight women. And so what I wanted to do, and when I posted, I was just basically talking about when you're overweight, you don't see that. When you
mm-mm.
look in the mirror, you don't see that. You
Yeah,
don't. And I know because I weigh 237 pounds and I didn't
mhm,
see it. So I
mhm,
posted because I wanted people to be aware and say,
mhm.
wow, this is
Yep.
what I look like. And I wanted to bring it to their attention. I wanted them
y-
to have the awareness of it. Because
Yes.
once you're aware of it and how unhealthy you are, then at that
Mhm,
point, you know it's time to do something. But you have to be
mhm.
aware of it in order to change it. And that's
That's
the
right.
reason why I need people like you to share your story so that other people will see themselves
Yes, ma'am. And I was
because
like that.
you have to
One of
see
the
that.
Yeah, I was in
Yeah,
the mirror every
yeah,
day in the
yeah.
mirror, not realizing
Mhm,
I looked like that. I had got comfortable with it, you know. And now I look
yes,
back at the picture, I'm
yes,
like, why y'all didn't tell me, you know?
yeah,
But
yeah,
I really, like I said, prayer. I really prayed, and I'm telling you, some days I would be tired. It was hot
yes,
in the summer coming out here walking, but I
yeah,
never
yeah,
had the mindset not to go, or I'm not
right.
doing this anymore. It's like I'm excited to do it, and I get excited for other people. But then, I get the calls or the inbox that said, "Did you have surgery? Who was the doctor that coached you
Yes,
to lose the
yes,
weight to have the
right,
surgery?"
right,
I said,
right.
"Oh, no surgery. I lost 115 pounds just eating
Yes,
right and exercising." And
yes,
right now I'm on my toning journey, and I still eat right. I try not to deviate. Now,
yes,
if I want something, if I get a sweet tooth, now M&Ms is my thing. I will get me M&Ms, and I eat a half a thing,
right.
maybe once a week, a half a thing, and then, but most is like the sugar-free jellos and
Yeah,
puddings and
yeah.
things. If I get the sweet tooth, I just try to eat healthy. But I tell people it's not hard. It's really a mindset. You have to
It
change.
is.
It
It
comes with a
is.
made up man. Once that mind made up, can't nothing change it.
and
It
and
just
and see,
cannot.
and that is where I have to, once I get you there, if I can get you
Mhm.
to change your mind about it,
Yeah,
then it's a wrap.
it's a
You
wrap.
won't need nobody to, I mean, yes, you need the
Mhm.
encouragement, but as far
Uh-huh.
as somebody pushing you, your mind
Yeah,
is made up, and you know what it is, so you're not going to,
that's right.
you're not going to get off track. And I tell people consistency is the key. That's the
Yes,
key.
it is.
But I want to ask you something about when you were on the medication. How did it make you feel?
Um, Really, with the lisinopril, the blood pressure medicine, and actually it went down to from 20 to 2.5. And the only reason why I think I'm still on that is because I have to see the doctor. Actually, in January, he told me when I come back, if everything look good, the numbers, he just
Uh-huh.
gonna take me off. I won't be on
Yes,
anything. So
exactly.
now the blood pressure medicine, I started losing my hair. I didn't understand why my
Mm,
hair was coming out. And I would always be like tired. It made me tired. I had side
yeah.
effects. And so I
Mm-hmm.
had it switched a few times. The one for cholesterol, of course, the stomach, oh my God, my stomach was always tore up. So I just couldn't
Right,
hardly take that medication. So you feel worse to me with some of the side effects than you do
right,
just having the
right.
actual health problem. But now, oh my God, sometimes I can't even believe where I'm at. It blows my mind sometimes. Like, I don't feel tired. I'm not, what I'm saying? I don't have the headaches. I don't have the hair falling out. I don't feel, it's just like, it's so surreal. I can't even explain it. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I feel wonderful. I feel awesome. I don't even feel like the same woman.
Well,
I
see,
really don't.
that's what that's the point that I want people to understand, that even though you're on the medication, you're still doing something, and now you feel so much better. All
Mm-hmm,
because you didn't just settle for taking the medication and just sitting
mm-hmm,
around feeling tired, not feeling
mm-hmm,
good, having your stomach always upset, having your
mm-hmm,
hair fall out.
mm-hmm,
Now,
mm-hmm.
now you get to go out and you get to go walking, you get to go to the gym, I
Yeah.
mean, you get to do, the quality of your life has improved tremendously.
Yes, it have. And I always laugh about it. I had some friends laughing about it. I was in the house moving around the other day, and I dropped down and came up. I said, oh, hey. I said, I dropped down. I couldn't do it the second time, but that first time I was kind of hyped. And I dropped down and came up. I'm like, it didn't hurt. My knees didn't pop. They didn't hurt. It's kind of like
Yes,
just little stuff like that, little milestone.
yes,
I mean, it's
yes,
like, oh my God. It's a
yes.
wonderful feeling. I mean,
Hmm.
to just be healthy. Then they got this trend out, they said BBWs, and I tell the ladies, don't let them hype you up to stay like
Yeah,
that,
right.
because it's not healthy in the
Exactly,
long run.
exactly,
It's not.
exactly.
I think about the damage to the heart, the kidneys and eyesight, all this stuff that comes with diabetes and high blood pressure. Sometimes, like I said, those things are carried over into when even the change. I thank God I don't have those issues, but just think if I'd have probably kept going, eventually would have
Yeah,
caught up. Especially this age,
yes,
losing weight later, I would have still had those issues because of the
yes.
damage that's done. When you're
Exactly,
young.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
And that's the whole point. If you can do something about it before you get there,
yes,
preventative. Let's prevent it from
mm-hmm,
happening,
yeah,
But like you said from the beginning, because we're women, and because we're just nurturers by nature, we
mm-hmm,
take care of everybody else. But
mm-hmm,
I always tell people, like, when you're on an airplane and they tell you if the air pressure in the cabin drops, and the mask is going to drop, but they tell you to
mm-hmm,
put your mask on first before you assist anyone else.
mm-hmm.
And there's a
Yeah,
reason for that.
that's
And
right.
we as women have to learn how to live by that. We
Yes,
have
I
to
had
learn
heard
that we
that.
put our mask on first
Yeah,
and then assist other people, because when we don't
yeah,
do that, there's nothing left of us. And then
yeah.
the cycle just continues on and on and on. And the other
Mhm.
thing is that we don't realize either is that we're passing that on to our children.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, those bad habits. That's
We're
right.
passing that on to our children. Now our
Yeah,
children have a battle on their hands. We know
yeah.
how hard it was for us, because I was 55 before I started losing my weight. So imagine my daughter, if she was overweight at 35, and she
Mhm.
waited until she got that, you know what I'm saying? So why not start now while you're young,
That's right.
And that's really the key, because now the quality of your life, you can look forward to the next 20 to 30 years of your life
Mhm.
and know that you're gonna be, you're going to be able to be active and be able to do the things you're talking about, traveling and all that stuff. How can
Mhm.
you do that if you're on a walker? How can you do that if you're in a
That's right.
wheelchair?
That's right.
I mean, you
And
can do it, but you're not going to enjoy it.
that's true. And even, being stricken by COVID this past what month, I say almost a month
Yeah,
ago.
tell
I
us a little bit about that.
I really feel like when I came down with COVID, I really feel like because I lost the weight
Hmm.
and I had started
Hmm.
exercising and I'm in a better place in my health,
Hmm.
that helped
Hmm.
me. I really
Yeah.
feel like that because I heard so many stories about people having breathing problems or underlying issues. And a lot of the people that I know have succumbed to it have been overweight.
Yeah.
They've been
Yeah.
overweight with breathing
Hmm.
issues and stuff. And I
Yeah.
say that I was talking to a friend today and he said, I really think because you exercise and you've lost the weight, he said, I really feel like your health played a big role in you overcoming this. I said, I do
Yes.
too.
Yeah,
I really
and
do too.
I believe that. And I had a conversation with my daughter the other day, and I told her, I says, um, and I don't really like do the news, but every now and again I'll just kind of listen to what's going on. But
Mhm.
I would notice that a lot of the NBA players and the NFL players, they may have gotten COVID, but I haven't heard of
Mhm.
anybody. People that are relatively
Yeah.
healthy. It's very few
Yeah.
cases of people who have
Yes.
died, who are healthy.
Mhm.
Your immune system is your number one defense against any virus, or cold, or anything
Mhm.
like that. So if you can keep that built up, and
Mhm.
when you were talking about the weight and the heart and the kidneys and all that, here's one of the things I like to say to people who are overweight. Our
Mhm.
body, our skeleton is built to hold a certain amount of weight. Our
Mhm.
skeleton is okay. So why I'm just big boned? Well, but your body is still designed to carry a certain amount of weight. But if you're overweight, then that means your heart has to pump even harder, because it has more that it has to work with. Okay, I think I can still hear
Hold
you.
on. Give me something. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And our kidneys have to work even harder, because we have so much that it has to go through. It has to work double time.
Mhm.
So the
Mhm.
chances, you're more at risk when you're overweight with your heart,
Yeah.
for it to malfunction, because it has to
Mhm.
pump even harder. So
Yeah.
why put that on your heart?
Yes.
Why
Yes.
put that on your heart? Because your body was designed and structured to only hold so much weight. My weight, and I'm not
Yes.
talking about what the what they say medically. I'm talking about because of my bone structure.
Yes.
237 pounds from my bone structure was not healthy for me.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
too much. So that's why I had knee problems. The doctor even told me, about 9, 10 years ago, that I was going to need a knee replacement
Wow.
because of the
Yeah.
weight.
That's
That's
what I
why
was
people are
afraid of.
getting hip replacements and knee replacements, because
Yes.
of the weight. So
Yes.
that's why we have to be aware that we are. And again, you can look in the mirror, you don't see it. You
Mhm.
don't
Got
see
used
it.
to it.
Oh
It
yeah, you
becomes our
have.
norm.
Right.
It becomes
Right.
a
Right.
norm.
Yeah, we just carry it around like it's, like we put on a coat, and just, we don't, it's not really, it's not relevant to us, because we don't understand, we don't relate it to bad health. We don't relate being overweight to bad health.
Mhm.
But let me ask you a couple other questions. When your daughter said that to you, was that your turning point? Was
Yeah.
that the thing that made you say, I
Yeah.
know what I want to do with the rest of my life, but what if my health isn't good? How did you come to that conclusion?
Well, what she said was, "Mom, how you gonna need be a nurse and you're gonna need a nurse?" And I got to thinking about it. She said, "They have to run. They have to sometimes, get down on the floor. They have to do
Yeah.
CPR. He said, you win it. You won't be able to help anybody. They're going to have to help you. And when she said that, it made me feel
Wow.
bad, but
Wow.
also the light came on. And I was
Yeah.
like, she right. And I'm like, I've seen unhealthy nurses. I've actually seen even nutritionists in Parkland that's like huge telling you how to eat. And I'm like, no, that's not right. And my daughter, she was young when she brought that to my attention with her nutrition because she's a diabetic. That's another thing. I'm helping her. At one point, she had lost so much weight, and on her own, she started eating different, eating like they told her to eat. But then she started picking up those bad habits again. College, new friends, eating out, eating pizza, eating all this different stuff. And I told her, I said, you know what, we're gonna go through this journey together. Like you encourage me, I'm gonna, encourage her. But
Yes. Yes.
yeah, this is recent. That's me now.
Yes.
That was last December. I weighed 343 pounds, and now
Wow.
I'm down to 230. So yeah,
Wow.
that's me then. That was a size. I think I was in size, like I said, 24, and like now I can wear some 14s depending on and 16s. So I
Mm.
always tell between that. Yeah,
Wow. I mean, you have totally, totally just transformed
yeah,
your body and your mind. Even, I mean, but your mindset was the
yeah,
first thing that had to be transformed. That was
yes.
the very first thing, because once you
Making up
made
your
up your
mind.
mind, once you made up your mind, there was nothing really left to talk about.
It was easy. It was easy street from there on out. It was just easy after that. Like I said, I prayed and just asked God to give me that willpower with this made up mind, and I did it. I'm
Yeah.
still doing it. I'm
Yeah.
not finished. I'm still doing it. Like I said, I'm in the gym toning, and I often always share your photos, and you notice I tag you in a
Mhm.
lot of
Mhm.
conversations on
Mhm.
Facebook
Yes.
because
Yes.
people think it could be done. They're always talking
Right.
about the surgeries, and I'm like, no, you need
Yeah.
to see her. Oh, you're gonna have this extra skin, and I have extra skin right now, but look at her, she did too. So I was
Yeah.
trying to people, and I put your picture out there a lot too and let them know, and I tag you. I'm like, tell them they need to see you.
Yes,
Your story
yes,
needs to be
yeah.
known.
Because people think I had surgery too. It's like, no, I didn't have surgery, because like you, when I got diagnosed with the high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes, I said, I sat in the car and I cried and I said, God, if you just give me an opportunity to get this right, I will get it right.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
help me to get this right, because I wanted to live. I didn't want to die a premature death. There was no need for that.
I
There was no
know.
need for me to continue to be sick in my body when I could have been healed. There was no need for that.
Yes, and done
So
natural, without surgeries and pills and drinks and all that stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
And I think a
yes.
lot of people get offended when you say that because they'll say, well, everybody, that ain't for everybody. I'm like, what you mean it's not for everybody? It's natural. That's natural. That is for everybody. You can do it. So yeah, sometimes it turns into an argument when you're trying to encourage people. You got some over here, the naysayers, and so I just tell them, look at here, this is what I did, and if you need my help,
Exactly.
call me,
Yeah.
inbox me, we can
Yeah.
talk,
Yeah,
things like
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah, because I think that people are afraid of the failure of it, but they don't understand is that you learn something in your failures.
Yes.
That's where you learn your lessons, that is in your failure. So, because even, when I had an injury back in September, so the end of September, all of October, and most of November, I would go to the gym, but I couldn't really work out. I was going to the gym more out of routine because I had to do a lot of stretching because I had an injury. And
Mhm.
but from that injury, I mean, I felt like, I'm going to the gym, but I can't really work out the way I want to. So that was a certain, I felt a certain way about it,
Mhm.
but through that process, I learned
Mhm.
something. I learned something.
Yes.
So now I know that I have to implement something else in my workout, which is stretching. I was stretching before, but nothing on the magnitude. Now I spend like
Yeah.
30 to 35 minutes stretching now. But that taught me a very valuable lesson. So,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be afraid of failing. And the thing is that there's people like you, like me, we want to see people healthy. We want them to know
Mhm.
that, you can do this. It
That's
can be
right.
done. It's not like it can't be done. You can do this.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
here's something else I want to talk about. How deep are you into your journey now? I know you said you're working on toning up and all that. Um, have you lost all the weight that you want to lose?
I actually wanna I was actually wanting to lose at least about 10 more pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my goal was 200, but I'm tall. I'm 5'9", so I know my body. I know where I need to
Yeah.
stop. So I was like 230. Then I said maybe 220. I think 220 would be my goal. But my
Mm-hmm.
thing was I don't walk as much because I know all that walking is what caused me to have all this extra skin when I wasn't toning. So I'm still learning
Mm-hmm.
my body,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still learning what to do and what not to do. And and I
Mm-hmm.
thank you, like I said, because I pretty much, I would say she my coach. She my coach. She tell me what to do and do this right here. So I tell everybody, I should talk to my coach. But that's where I am on my journey. When I'm toning, I won't know exactly where I'm at weight wise since the last time until I go to the doctor. I try not
Mm-hmm.
to weigh often like some people weigh every week. I weigh every
Yeah.
2, 3 months because I don't
Okay.
want to weigh
Right.
like that.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
sometimes I give you a little window to say, oh, I done did this, so I can do this, and maybe I can sneak this in.
Right.
I don't do that. So I'm serious. I actually just wait till I go to the doctor. This usually every 3 months, every 90 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's a good thing because I'm like that too. I don't I think I got on the scale probably like maybe about a month or so ago for the first time
Mhm.
this year. And
Mhm.
then that's when I discovered I actually had gained some weight because for me, because I'm so tiny, I
Mhm.
could afford to gain, like 10, 12,
Yeah.
15 pounds.
Yeah.
So when I gained the 12 pounds, I was like, yes, but it was muscle. It
I
wasn't like it was
got
just
it.
weight. I gained 12
Yeah.
pounds of muscle, which is cool. But the thing about you working out with the weights and stuff now is that as you're toning, you're still going to start to still shed some inches. So that's a good thing.
Oh, I see it, and I can see it too because my waist went in, and the stomach used to hang. It's sitting up
Yes,
higher. And I'm like,
yes,
oh my
yes.
God, I can tell. And
Yeah.
the thing I do though, I always weigh. I measure myself according to clothes. If
Okay,
I have
right.
an item that was
Yes.
tighter, and I
Hmm.
try it on, oh my God, it's loose now. So that's
Yes.
I know I'm still doing good. And then when I get to the doctor and get on the scale, I be like, thank you, Jesus, I knew it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
play with my clothes a lot. I pull them
Hmm.
out and say,
Hmm.
let me try this on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I see the inches, I see the difference, and especially
Yes.
doing crunches and things, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
So tell me,
tell.
how are you feeling right now with,
Oh
with
my
with the
God,
results that you've accomplished so far?
I feel so good, and I try to tell people I'm just in a happy place. I'm at a place of peace. I was telling you the other day, it's like I can't explain it. It's like this lady told me, she said, "You're in a rich place." That's what you need to say. It's just a rich place because when you're
Yes.
at peace
Yes.
and you're happy and you're feeling healthy and good, she said, "You're in a rich place." And
Hmm.
I'm using it now. I'm in a rich place. I feel good. I'm excited about the future. Like I said, I want others to be happy, but you can't. Sometimes your energy, you have so much energy, and you just want somebody else to feel it, and people just don't
Yes.
understand. And they're like, what, she get on my nerves. She's talking about, I pick it up sometimes. Oh yeah, and you
Yeah.
know what? I love that picture. And that's the day I was just sitting in my truck. I was actually at Chick-fil-A. I had got me a salad, and I was sitting there, and I had the shades on, and oh no, I just felt like snapping that picture. And after I saw it, I said, "Girl, now see,
Look
that,
at you.
that's the rich
Just
place." Yeah,
fabulous, honey. Just
yeah,
fabulous.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. As soon as I saw it, I said, "Yeah, this is the one right here that really makes a statement." Because
Yeah, I took
the
that 3
confident
days
level.
ago.
I mean, you can just see it all over you. Your the confidence. I mean, if you look at the pictures when you were heavier, you don't have that look.
Yeah,
This,
it's
this,
not like lit up. And my
yeah,
skin, even my skin has
absolutely,
changed.
yes. Look
I
at
mean,
it.
it's clearer. And I'm like, oh wow, I'm telling you, like I used to have the red eyes all the time, and my
Mm-hmm.
skin used to
Mm-hmm.
break out so much. And I was just so, I guess it was the weight and stress and eating bad is what you're putting in
Yes.
my
Yes.
body showing up on the
Mm-hmm.
outside. But I even noticed I said, my skin is clearing up. I had like brown patches from, I guess, the skin scratching or whatever, and
Uh
all that
huh.
stuff is just like it's just going away.
Yeah.
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 I
And,
do
and
the
it looks
vitamin.
it looks so good. Yes. And
Yeah.
your skin looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. You have definitely made a 180. People say, "Oh, I'm gonna do a 360." No, honey, do a
Oh, so
180
I'm gonna
because
go
you're
back
going
to
in the
that.
opposite. Okay. We don't want to do a 360. You just going around
Yes.
in a circle. We want to
That's
do a
right.
180. We want you to go in the
That's right.
opposite direction. And the only way
Wow.
people can do that is by the awareness of all this.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's the reason why I wanted to that's the reason why I wanted to start, talking to some people who I know, who have been where you've been and how much better you feel. And if they can just get this, if they can
Yeah.
just get to the point where, hey, even if I just go out on a walk, I tell people just walk
Mhm.
outside your door, walk 15
Yeah.
minutes in one direction and come back home. You've
Ma'am.
walked 30 minutes, you know,
Yeah.
and even something so simple as that, a couple times a week, 3 times a week will make a
Yes.
tremendous difference in your life. And once you start to see and feel
Yes.
better, your sleeping will be better, your eating will be
Yeah.
better,
Yes.
everything as a whole is just going to be
Yeah.
so much better.
Even good health. I mean, stomach don't have all this
Yes.
indigestion and gas rolling and oh wow, I
Yes.
used to have so I would get in the prayer line at church because of the way my stomach used to feel. I was like, something is wrong. I hope I don't have cancer. You know, you start thinking all this stuff and
Yes.
is
Yes.
my food
Yes.
not digesting and acid reflux and oh, it was just so much. It was so much
Yeah.
going on
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And I was so
Yeah. Yeah.
miserable. I didn't
I
realize how
know.
I
I
really did not
know.
realize.
And but you know what it's really not all about losing the weight, it's what you're gaining. It's
Yeah.
really what you're
Yeah.
gaining. Yes, you're losing
Yeah.
the weight, but look at what you're gaining, the quality
Yeah.
of life. You cannot
Yeah.
put a price tag on that.
Can't do it. No, nothing. You cannot do it. It's not an amount that
It's
will
it's
pay for
it's
how I
so
feel.
right
Yeah.
now. I know,
Yeah.
I know. I mean,
I
like
feel
I said, when we look at those pictures of you, I'm just gonna go back through them. I just
okay.
want to put them back up on the screen here. I'm gonna do them one at a time. Um, look at that.
Yeah. That was on the left, well, the one that said Miss Rita, it was
Hmm.
November. I was at this church in November. Yeah, fifth Sunday in November. And like I said, that was April of last year on the other side.
Yeah, yeah,
2016. And then that picture I think I took maybe in November. I had got my hair braided. So yeah,
yeah.
even my face, I mean every I could just
Look at the big difference.
yep.
Big
Yep.
difference. Look at
Wow.
that.
Gosh. Every time I
I
see
mean,
that one,
it amazes you, doesn't it amaze you? I mean,
yeah.
just to know what the transformation that you've made and the strides that you made in your life and how much better you feel. I mean, when you go back and you look at how heavy you were on that picture right there,
Yes.
um, you were limited to what you could do.
Oh my God. I could just imagine me walking hard. It looked like I was walking hard. You know, like this heavy boom, boom, boom. When I look at them, I'm like, oh my God.
Wow, look
Wow.
at that. That's just amazing to me. Absolutely
Mhm.
amazing. I am so, so proud of you. I am
Ooh,
so
thank
proud of you.
you so much. You have been
So
a very
proud of you.
just an inspiration to me and so encouraging. Like I said, I follow you, I watch you, and I always say you my Powerpuff girl. I tell people that's my Powerpuff girl right there. You know, gosh, and
That's one of my
I
favorite
always tell
cartoons
people,
too.
yeah, and I tell them, I say, it's people always say, you 50? I'm like, yes. And I
Hmm.
said, I don't know what 50 supposed to look like or what people say it's supposed to feel like, but I feel good. I just feel
Yes.
good.
Yes.
There's no other word to describe it. I just feel amazing. I've
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
not felt like this probably since before having kids, my
Wow.
children.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
My youngest child is 19 and my oldest is 31. And he told me, he said, Mom, you look good. He said, I got to get in the gym and I got to do better. They
Hmm.
even saying I
Hmm.
want to do better.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
But well, guess what? Just like we pass along bad habits and bad health, we can pass along good habits and good
Yeah,
health.
that's
Because
right.
my daughter goes to the gym, my grandkids go to the gym, so it can be passed on. We because
Yes.
I had I did lab works yesterday for my physical for the year, and so then we had a phone call with the doctor. So she just was giving me my results, and she
Yeah.
says everything looks so amazing. She says she says I don't know what you're doing. She says, but keep doing it because
Wow.
your numbers are absolutely amazing, amazing. And I was like,
That's
just so
wonderful.
happy to hear that,
Yeah.
because
And I
everything,
go
my
next
kidneys
month.
are working, my heart is working, my everything, my C1. I
Yes.
mean, everything is where it's
Yes.
supposed to be at.
Yes. And
And
that
I
does
know
happen.
it's because of what I'm doing. So I'm really
Yeah.
excited about going into the new year, taking
Mhm.
everything to a whole nother level, and
Yes.
really just reaching out to people, and hoping that they will want and have a
Yeah.
desire to be well. Because even Jesus asked the man, do you want to be well? Do you want
Wow.
to be well?
Right.
And just because you're on medication don't mean that you still cannot have a good quality of life. It doesn't
That's
mean
right.
that. Because
That's
if you do well, when you go back to the doctor, guess what? They won't have a reason to keep you on the medication.
that's
Why
right.
would you be on medication if your numbers are good? There's no reason for it.
Yeah. And
And
just
I
a
don't care what
general.
nobody say. Your exercise is a direct link to your cholesterol. You
Yes.
know,
I make sure
so
I keep
the
my body moving. I stay
yeah,
moving,
stay in
even like
motion.
In the mornings, oh my goodness, I said my neighbors probably sick of me because I be in there singing and jumping around, and I'm just, I be having myself a ball in there by myself with myself.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just in a place where I'm just loving life. I just, as she said, I'm gonna use that term. I'm in a rich place right
Rich
now.
place, yes. I read an article a couple months ago where this lady, and she was close to 100, and she just walked around her house, inside her house, and this lady lost over 80 pounds just walking inside her house. You know,
Wow.
and so I would even tell my mom. My mom is 83. I would say, you know what, like every hour, you know,
Mhm.
get up and walk through the house for like 10 minutes, and then go back and sit down. But the movement, you got to stay active. You
Yes,
got to
that's what I
stay
tell
active.
people.
That's
Move your
so
body,
vital.
move your body.
Yeah, yeah,
Make sure
yeah.
you move it. So yes.
Well,
Wow.
listen, I really appreciate you taking the
Yes.
time to share your story and your journey with everybody, because I think that this is going to make an impact in other people's lives so that they can see that, hey, you know what, I can do this. And, we're here. You're on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. Inbox us. My phone number is listed. Call
Yes.
me, text me, whatever. Let's
Ma'am.
get you on the path of wellness, because I know
Yes.
you want to be well. I
Yes.
know everyone wants to be well. So
Yes.
reach out to us. Let us help you. We're here for you, and I really
Okay.
appreciate your time. Thank you so
Yes, ma'am.
much for
Thank
sharing your
you.
story.
Thank you. It was
I
my
appreciate
pleasure.
you.
Just thank you. I call you, I inbox you if I have a question, but I really do appreciate you. You are God sent. I can't say that enough how much I appreciate you. I tell people that's my Powerpuff girl, that's my coach. I talk about you all the
Well,
time.
thank
I
you.
said
I
she's really,
appreciate it.
like I said, you another person offer, but I went with you because, like I said, I've been following you, and I trust that you will help me. And
Yeah,
just to reach out to me and ask me, can I help you do this? I'm like, oh wow, that meant a lot
yeah,
because you reached out first and like, can
yeah,
I help you
yeah,
do this? Oh my
yeah.
God, so yeah, that meant
And
a lot
and
to me.
I do that. I do that to so many people, and I really wish more people would would take me up on the offer. But
Wow.
I'm gonna be giving out the first 5 people that get in contact with me after this
Yeah.
video. I'm going to give them a free 30-minute wellness and health assessment, just so that
Yeah.
they will know where they are and what they need to do in reference to
Wow.
getting themselves in a better place for the new
That's
year. But thank you so much. And
wonderful. You welcome.
listen, and this is not going to be the last one, because when once you start to when we hit the springtime and the summertime, we're gonna get out in the park. We're gonna walk together and just talk and just chat and
Okay.
let everybody really see
Okay.
where you came from right
Yeah.
now to where
Yeah.
you're going to be at in 6 months from now, because you're going to be in a whole different place in 6 months.
Oh wow, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Listen, you have a great day, and I'll talk to you
You
soon.
too.
All right,
Okay.
take care. I
Okay.
love you. Bye bye.
Bye. Love you too.